got a busy day ahead of me. I got up really early so I can kind of miss traffic and get my butt back up the hill so I can get some more work done. But we're coming over here to Hughes to pick up the transmission for the FJ and hopefully get it back in before the weekend's up. We got all kinds of stuff going on this weekend. Jess's mom and dad's 45th wedding anniversary celebration, so just trying to get as much work as I can done before the weekend gets here.
See how this little like piece right here, that white thing?
Yeah.
This isn't your top half, but that's part of what bailed too then and wiped everything out, because you can see these plates going.
Where's that crack in? Oh, right there, small crack in the pump.
Yep. So
that's why I let you guys do everything, because you guys do the best. That thing's been in there forever, and
but, you know, and I think this is your clutch backs here, I think. And you can see here, you can see some of the heat came in.
Yeah.
Like right here, a couple of them got darkened, and it's just like, you can start miking them. When they start darkening, that means the other ones start kicking more frictions. It's probably to the minimum side. So that's the end result. I mean, it didn't necessarily implode, but you know, that would have been a big problem. And this might have been your drum too. You replace this, and you explained to me that there's a collar or a sleeve that goes in here that they did differently back then, and we don't do it that way no more. So, and then there was just some updated Sonics parts that they went ahead and replaced now.
Well, I sure appreciate you guys knocking it out just in time for me to go to Trail Hero.
Yeah, I just...
Lots of converter stuff.
Remember you were talking about your oil pump shaft twisted?
Yeah.
It's like...
Steve and the boys over here at Hughes got me all hooked up. So now I'm going to head over to the upholstery guy, Juan. I'm sure you guys have all met him before. I got some seat belts that I cut because I don't like flaps hanging off of them and stuff. So I'm going to run over there and we're going to sew them real quick. This is the man responsible for making everything gold.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We had dropped them off yesterday and I just was in the neighborhood and stopped by. That's awesome. Thank you, man.
I seen them laying there, so
yeah. Thank you. Hell yeah, these turned out sweet, man. Thank you very much.
No problem. Appreciate your work.
Hell yeah. Well, I was just in the neighborhood at the anodizing of Mesa, and figured, oh, you know what? Their doors aren't even open yet, but I went to the back just to see, and I got lucky and they had my rings done. That's awesome. Now we're going right over here to Space Age, which is a paint store where I used to go pretty much every day when I was a kid, painting and doing a bunch of stuff. And there's a gal in there, her name's Janet, and she's helped me for years, and she's still there. I called her and they're not even open yet, and she's gonna mix me up some paint for the bumper, and then I'll run it over to Corey and take the bumper over to Corey after they get through sandblasting it over there, Eric and Jorge, and he's gonna bring it up for me next week when he comes up for the Run to the Pines Hot Rod Show, and we'll get it bolted back on, all freshly painted, and it's gonna look good. And then when it's all over with and I get time, I'm gonna tear that thing down and let him repaint the whole thing and go through it and do it right. That way it's like brand new vehicle again. But at least we'll look presentable at the old Trail Hero. I don't know of anyone that knows of this place, but if you're from Arizona and you ever needed paint, this store has been here since I was a little kid. I'm not sure when they opened it, but I think I was probably 15 when I first came in here to get my first paint for my first car. So everybody meet Janet. I've been coming here since before I was old enough to drive, and she's pretty much taught me everything I've known about paint, and then the rest was just kind of playing with it. But yes, good to see you, Janet. It's been a long time. Yeah, this store is pretty cool. good to see Janet. And yes, everybody knows this is probably one of the most iconic little things here in Mesa. That, and I remember this company called Standard Brands. It was like another like home store of some sort, like where they did painting for homes and stuff like that. But I remember being a kid coming down here, and I was asking Janet, I said, hey, when did this store open? And she said in 1981. And I just remember it forever. But things are going right along good and smooth this morning. I made a list so I didn't forget anything, and now I'm actually going over to Gary's to get my stickers for my patch job and for the scrambler and everything. He made me a big monster splash sticker to go over the bodywork after I get it all done, just to kind of make it look good, and it's gonna be cool, I think. Looky there, they set them out for me. This is my big splotch panel for the Jeep. It's gonna look good. Okay, I just added another stop. I was thinking about side mirrors for the Jeep, and it's funny, someone messaged me and said something about, do you use that KC for a backup mirror or for a side mirror? And I was like, no, but that reminds me I was going to talk to Mike from Axia about some side mirrors for the Jeep. So I just got off the phone with him, and I'm gonna head over to his place. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Axia or whatever, but they do so many different things, mounts and stuff, all billet stuff for different types of things, even phones or whatever. But I'm headed over there. I need to get some side mirrors and a center mirror, because the one that's in it's all faded out and crappy. So let's go see what he's got. Here at Axia, this is just some of their products, all kinds of stuff. Some of them aren't up here, but lots of stuff. They meet Mike. This is the man. This is what he's got going for us. Yeah, 1 3/4 inch, Mike. Yeah.
Yeah, our 5-inch side mirror.
That's gonna work awesome.
Fully adjustable, pivoting, and our 12-inch rear view.
Heck yeah. I love it. Everything you guys do. If you guys need any cool bracketry of any kind, be sure to come to Axia. I hate all the adjustment crap, so I usually have one do all this, and it does nice work, makes all kinds of good stuff. And then we don't have no junk dangling on our roll bar making noise. Juan got them all done in short order. Eric just called, so I am going to head over and pick up my bumper that he sandblasted and take it to Corey. And Corey's gonna paint it. Things are going very smoothly so far. And Jorge tried to clean up my bumper. I must have made this out of some real scrap metal back then, because he said there was Bondo in here, and yeah, that's probably why she so nasty. But we'll take it over to Corey and them, and they'll make it look good. And he got my wheels all powder coated.
All right. Probably not even perfect one.
Thanks, mofos.
Yeah.
Come and see me. Fucking don't be melting down here.
Oh, we gotta go. We're gonna go out of here sometime.
Yeah. Thank you very much,
Thank
man.
you. Have a
Appreciate
safe trip.
All right, take care. Well, it's a good thing I had them sandblast that. What a nasty piece of metal, man. Yeah, I can't believe that I made that. I must have just been the last piece of metal I had to make a bumper with back then. And yeah, when I dropped it off, I said, yeah, there's no Bondo in that or nothing. It's just paint and primer, but there's definitely some Bondo in them pits. So I'm gonna have to have Corey smear a little mud on that thing or whatever to make it look good when he paints it. So a little more work for him, unfortunately. Now, that's my last stop. Go see Corey. When I called Corey this morning to talk to him about painting my bumper, I thought it was gonna literally be, yeah, I'm gonna have it sandblasted, just shoot some paint on it and make it shiny, but I screwed up. I didn't know that there was a bunch of pits in the metal. It looked like it was an old piece of metal that was laying underneath something for 50 years. And I must have put some glaze or putty in it and primered it back then. So now he's gonna have to do a little more than just paint it to make it look good. So hopefully he's still got time to do it and bring it up next week. I'm sure he will. He's pretty good and fast. I was never really taught the right way how to do body work. I just kind of learned myself back in the day when we were kids, before we even had driver's license. Me and my friends, we would borrow cars. And I say borrow because we never stole them. We always brought them back. But our friends' parents would leave town and we would hot wire them. My dad showed me how to hot wire cars. And one time it didn't go so good. Someone ran a red light and hit the front of one of the cars we were driving, and that was our first experience doing body work, me and my friends. Unfortunately, we didn't fix the inside, and the battery died on the guy's car before he got home, and when he went to open the hood to start it, he noticed a little bit of something going on. Our outside work looked beautiful, but we didn't really look inside. We were just kids. But that's how I learned how to do body work. Oh yeah, and we did get in trouble. Damn it. Let's just say I don't borrow cars anymore unless someone gives me the keys. And I still don't even like to take them, because things happen. And thank God sometimes people loan me things. Like one time I wrecked this truck. I was doing like 80 and a 25 and the brakes went out. I hit the K-rail, almost went off the cliff, took out the whole side of the truck, and the only thing in 50 miles each direction was this rancher's house, and he heard me hit the deal. It was like, I don't know, probably 2 miles up the canyon from his place, but when I came scraping down the road with my 2 flat tires and my truck limping, because I didn't have nowhere else to go. I had to drive it. It still drove. I wasn't gonna walk. And anyways, he owned the CarQuest up in Moab. He didn't know me or anything from Adam, but I asked him if he could give me a ride. It was to Telluride for Jess's sister's wedding, and he's like, oh, we've been drinking. He says, but I got an old truck you can use. And I said, I don't want to borrow anything. You seen what I did to mine. But he insisted, and thank goodness. I was a little late to the wedding, but I made it, and we brought his truck back in one piece the next day. I'm pretty fortunate. There's good people out there. I feel like I was just here. Well, it looks like they got some more stuff done. Got the Blazer all buttoned up, it looks like. Nice, always seeing the cool cars. Check that Impala out. That is badass. I always wanted a lowrider. Pretty rough. Sorry about the extra work. It's what it is. Yeah.
So I just got done at DMV, and honestly, I get a little bit of PTSD going in here ever since I got hit in the parking lot, you know, last year in this Yukon right after I got it, like 2 months after I got it. But stay tuned for what we settled on for the Jeep. You'll see what the plate is next. 1 minute. Here's what we settled on. Thank you all for the great suggestions. There were a lot of great ones. We finally just decided we wanted to kind of incorporate the current coupe like we have with a lot of our plates, and of course the OG Pinky. So again, thanks guys. Hope you like what we went with. We're very happy with it.
Okay, we made it back. Here's what I was talking about the seat belts. We got them all sewn where there's no adjusters on here. They just clip in. And then your adjustment is right here. I kind of fit them for Jess and I. So itty bitty people might be a problem and super big people might be a problem, but that's okay because this is ours. So next, I'm gonna get this hood off of here. I got the forklift out there. I'm gonna set the hood on there and I'm gonna practice some body work. I'm just knocking all the loose Bondo off. I gotta do a little bit of welding. This is not a body shop, unfortunately, but it's gonna look like one for a night. Okay, let me show you some of the butchery I did. This is where the hood ended. I didn't even have a piece in here, so it kind of broke loose from after it got wrecked. So I'm gonna put a piece of sheet metal right there and just weld it up on the bottom and sand it. And then I can get a little bit of weld right there. And then I'll put some Bondo on it. So I cut a piece and spotted it in there. And we'll just try and fill the gap here. I should have done this on the first time I did it, but I was just young and in a hurry. I think that's gonna work. Definitely good enough for who it's for. Okay, wish me luck. It's been a minute. I don't remember how hot to make it or what. This is why I have friends that do body work. I don't do this no more. But I don't have time to take it to them because we gotta have this thing buttoned up for next weekend. And of course I didn't mix near enough. Not for this big old mess. Alright, I might have to step my game up and go to a bigger board and a bigger paddle. Do a little bit of sanding. Now we'll wipe that off and put some Bondo on it. It's good enough for who it's for. I'm missing the old shop out at my dad's. It was open and you could just blow it out. I am destroying my shop. I don't know about this bodywork program. I'm gonna have to give it up after this. And this is just a patch job, not a real body job, so. It's been a while since I picked one of these up. I am absolutely covered in this stuff, so I don't know about this. I hate when I got little high spots. That means I gotta do some more work. I like low spots. Another little skim coat. I got in a hurry because I was trying to get over here before that stuff got hard. I got a pretty good amount on there. I know it's not pretty. I'm not a body man. Don't worry. I won't be doing this anymore. This is it. I can't believe I used to like doing body work. This is dumb. No one said it was gonna be perfect, but this is a high build primer spray can. Well, we're getting somewhere slowly but surely. I'll file this off. I got this one just about ready. And this one's in primer. So I'll let it dry, and then tomorrow morning I'll wet sand it and see how it turns out. I don't know if you guys can see the mess that I've got going on here. This stuff is everywhere. My benches. I'm gonna spend more time cleaning my shop than I am doing body work. I'm about ready to lose it. I'm kind of a weird freak about dust and crap, and oh my goodness, the scrambler's covered in Bondo dust. I wasn't smart enough to pull anything out because I wasn't paying attention. Hopefully it just, yeah, it'll blow off, but man, what a disaster. It is everywhere. I just gotta sand this off and primer it, and then tomorrow I can wet sand it, and hopefully it works out for my sticker idea. It's 8 o'clock. I'm wore out. I got the body work good enough for what I want to do. And tomorrow I'll wet sand that and kind of smooth it out. And my idea is I got this splotchy sticker, which is right here. And it's gonna go over that whole area, so you won't even see the black primer that I put down. I just did that to smooth it out, and then there will be a monster M at an angle on top of that splotchy sticker. So sticker should cover all of this black stuff on the hood and the fender and whatnot, and at least it won't be wrinkled up. It's just kind of a redneck fix, so I look like I'm not a real redneck, even though I am, and you guys know it. Everything on this thing's been rednecked, but can't wait. I am wore out. I've been blowing my shop out for a little while. What a disaster I made. I've been up since 3:30, so I'm gonna take me a bath and go to bed. Morning coffee with my girl.
Monster mash.
Planning our day. I got lots of work to do, and she's got lots of work to do.
I have to pick out a picture.
And she's babysitting.
Yes, she's sleeping. Nice little baby.
Doing a little Airbnb maintenance this morning. The ice maker, the plastic tray broke, and I don't have time or the money to spend on no new refrigerator or freezer. So we are gonna redneck it and make a little cross member out of some aluminum I found and screw it in. We opened the freezer this morning and ice was everywhere. It filled the whole bottom of the freezer up, so quick project before I get to work. Got myself a couple little self-tappers. Well, Mrs. C got all the heavy-duty cleaning done. I just gotta fix this. Oh, another piece of ice in there, dear.
Oh, for God's sake. Besides, watering the trees with it out here. Shannon's fixing the ice maker, or gonna make it work.
They broke a piece of plastic that went across here, so I had to make me a little cross member. Oh, look at that.
Now we're not gonna have ice all over the floor and inside the freezer,
And
hopefully.
I just saved you some money.
You did, huh?
Yeah. I'm a frugal person.
I know you are. Miss Emerald is trying out her back seat in our scrambler. Looks like a perfect fit, huh? What do you think? What do you think? Does your baby fit in there too?
All right, back from Harbor Freight. Picked me up some 400 wet sandpaper. I did get this sanding block yesterday while I was down there at Space Age. I just spaced out on getting wet sandpaper and stuff like that. So I'm gonna get to wet sanding that and see what she turns out like. So I got my sanding block, and I'm gonna try not to get into all this paint because, which I did a little bit last night. Hopefully my sticker covers it. Whoa. Let's get that on shower. And we'll see how she blows. I think it's gonna work out pretty good. Good enough for who it's for, like we say. Yeah, so it didn't have some major dents in it, you know, is the big thing. And I used black primer just because I'm using a black backsplash for the monster sticker. So I think it's gonna work out good. And hell, I might even just rub this out with my buffer a little bit. But we'll see if the sticker covers it first. Go from there. I think it's gonna look good. Damn sure looks better than that big old nasty dent that was in it, that's for sure, huh? Make the edges nice and feathered in. It's been a while since I've done body work. Other than the mess, I wouldn't mind. Well, what do you think, Grandma?
I think I have the cutest little grandbaby in the world.
This is gonna be like a spotted cow, but it's gonna be pink and black instead of white and black. Don't you like cows?
Wisconsin beer.
Oh.
The spotted cow.
This would be the pink spotted cow from Wisconsin. Got a lot of stuff going on. Wet sanding over there. I'm gonna pull this front end back off of here and get the winch off and stuff so I can kind of paint this stuff up, but I'm gonna pick it up from the back and get the steam cleaner out again. There's some residue on the underside that I want to get off before I actually clean it up for the final time, and yep, we'll go from there. Okay, we're gonna clean it up one final time. I got the front clip off. I'm gonna kind of Scotch-Brite and soap everything down and clean it. Clean all this stuff up back here. Someone put some boogerish stuff on here, I found. So I'm gonna cut that bolt and try and get that out of here. I kind of wet everything down because that's a fuel tank right there. So wish me luck. But yeah, holy crap. Look at this brake line they've chingered up. I know it used to have spring on it and look all factory when I did it. I'm not sure what they got going on here. It's like one thing to another, man. I just can't get away from this garbanza. All right, well, let's cut that stuff off. Now that beats all of it. What the hell? Screw me. I just don't understand why people got to use screws, and why would you have to weld that to the side of the perfectly good frame? I am blown away. Where do these people come from? Exhaust people should not be doing exhaust. All right, I'll clean the boogerage off of here, sand that up, and we'll actually tap this out for now. Okay, let's sand some of the boogerage off. That's much better. And I cut the top of that off where it had 2 holes, re-spot welded it, so it's looking presentable now. Now, let's see. Oh yeah, plenty of meat for threads. Now we'll put a regular bolt in it like normal people. And we'll go over here to the other side real quick. Get it off there and done. You can see that extra hole on top, that's what I cut off. No reason for it. Ooh, she's awful close, this one. Dang it. There we go. Almost blew up my disc. Now let's see if I can break that loose. If that's enough. See if I can hammer a socket on it. Dang it. Oh, look at that. It comes loose. So I should be able to get it off of there. Screw you, screw lovers. Screws were meant for wood and other things. Dang it. That's probably why they welded it, because they're window lickers. All right, let's see if this side threads. Oh, damn it. Gonna have to weld a nut in there. So what I'm gonna do to fix that, I just like to take regular old flange nuts and this nice unibit here, and I'll open that up until that flange nut sets in there. Uh-oh, no hammer drill. Well, maybe I better get a better unibit. This one's dead. We'll try this one. I just need to go in and resharpen that one, but we'll do that later. See how close we are. Close. Oh, that's perfect. All right, let's see. Now we'll just weld that up. One thing nice about flange nuts doing that, anything ever happens, you just sand it off and you can redo it. Thanks to my little redneck tool, I kind of reshaped the brake line so it wasn't so nasty. I'll do the rest when we take it apart and redo the whole thing, but for now we're just trying to doll it up for Trail Hero. I'm terrible, I just can't quit. We're gonna give her a redneck detail. She'll look good from her bunghole back. We call that far from good, but good from far. Grandma says it's time to go eat. Are we going to eat? Where are we going to get lunch, Grandma?
We don't know. We're just gonna get in and start driving.
That doesn't sound a good idea to me.
You might have to pick.
I always pick. And you say, oh, I don't like that. Well, we got a long drive. We could have just walked here.
We could have.
We're going to the, what's it called?
The bistro at Annie's.
The bistro at Annie's. It's literally like right
on the corner.
There on the corner.
But we didn't know that until we got in the car.
Yeah. Buckle up for safety, man. What if a garbage truck T-boned us, dear?
Yeah.
Then who's going to take care of Emerald?
Worst has happened. Come on.
And here it is, right here. Annie's Bistro. They got killer sandwiches and soup and salads.
Their dinners are good.
Yeah. At least it's close. That's what we like. Doesn't look too busy today. Front row, Grandma? No, that looks a little tight. Someone doesn't know how to park.
Yeah.
We can tell them we're taking it out. Park right here.
It's pretty busy. The patio's full. And actually all this is full too.
Oh boy. I guess it's busy. Gets to take all the pretty girls to lunch. Check that sandwich out. Look at Em got her own grilled cheese. Mm-hmm.
These chips, so that's all she'll probably eat.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's put this back together. We got our little brackets for the exhaust, and then we'll put the wheels back on. We're just trying to clean things up so it doesn't look so nasty. A little bit cleaner, what do you think? When we tear it apart, it'll get all repainted. And we gave her another little bath, cleaned her up for good, painted the front, gave her a little Krylon, just kind of touched it up to make it look decent. Got this wet sanded so it's smooth now. Now I can put that decal on once I get the front clip back on it. And then we'll just wax it all up, and that is what it is. Get this radiator in there. Can you believe we're getting weather again? Love it. Late monsoon. Back to where they should be. Got the winch cable running up here. I had to paint the battery strap, so while the battery strap is drying, I'm gonna pull this shifter out. Okay, we pulled this nasty old shifter out of there. Back then that was kind of what they had. Well, this is the new B&M. Very simple, very clean. And this is a gate shifter. This is the piece that goes on top. Now this drops over it, and in order to probably make that work, because these bolts are going to be down low, I'm not sure how I'm going to do that exactly yet, but we'll kind of stick it over here because I had it right against that. Maybe I can just keep it off of it just enough. Boy, I got lucky mounting that one. I was right on the verge of not being able to fit. And you can see the room that I have on that side. It's pretty tight. I got to put them 3 Allen screws in there. And this shifter's a little different. Most shifters come out the front. Well, I guess not gate shifters, but most, like the other B&M shifter, it dropped out the front. This one comes out the back, which made it like a reverse type deal, so the brackets actually go on upside down and this lever goes up. So that's how it is. This is a turbo 350. Okay, that's all in there, nice and clean. And down here we got it all adjusted and tied up. Now I just gotta tie up the cable so it's not hanging low. All right, let's put this battery cable or battery mount back in. Okay. So this is my patch plan. Hopefully it works out. Gary didn't know I was gonna do this much body work on it, so I'm kind of limited to the piece I had him make me, but I think we can make it work. It's not gotta be perfect, it's just kind of gonna hide a little bit of sin, but I think it's gonna work out pretty good. You'll have to let me know what you think after it's all done. Yeah, you can see where my body work shows a little bit, but like I said, good enough. If I just had a professional to install all this, man. And then I think once we get it on there, I'll put a little bit of heat to it with the heat gun. And you know, another thing, once that monster sticker's on there, I don't think it'll kind of take away from it. We'll see. Heck, I could probably just leave it like that. I've cut this up into pieces. I'm trying to cover what I can, you know. I think we'll go up here on top next. It's just the wrong cut, you know. He made it thinking it was going to fit a little different. I don't know, I think it's gonna work out fine. We'll see, huh? Maybe I'll cut this stuff out so I can see what it's covering. Definitely gonna be good enough, you know? I think we're gonna go with that. I'll go put a line and cut that. I'm gonna try and polish some of the edges and bring it back just so it's not flat. Hopefully I don't make a mess. Struggling. I'm not good at doing curves, if that makes any sense. This is for a professional. This flat stuff is easy. I can do flat stuff. But some curves can kiss off. But it's what it is. Had to do quite a bit of patchwork just to get this to lay down, so and then that fender flare hides some sin, maybe. Maybe. This is where it would help if Jess was here. She left. She took the baby back to her mom. So I'm here unsupervised, if you know what I mean. My body work looks better than my sticker work. That's pretty bad. I guess I should have went to sticker school. And then I got my handy dandy heat gun here. I don't know if it helps or makes it worse. I know it burns when you touch it. Alright, we're gonna try not to mess with it too much because it seems like every time I touch it, I make it worse. I say let's put the fender flare on it and the monster sticker and call it a night. See what it looks like. Well, what do you think? Looks good from far, but far from good. Okay, got Jess's name on this side. Got my primer all covered up. I got a few bad spots in here, just, it's good enough. I'm not the best sticker applicator, but got my name on this side. Now I'm gonna go in the back, and I had to cut a bunch of wiring to get the lights out because they didn't have plugs on them. So I'm gonna put some little spade connectors on it for now until I have a chance to get it rewired, and then I'll do a little bit more on the dash. Some of my gauges showed up today, so I'm gonna go ahead and put them in the dash. My final gauge doesn't come till next week, which is the tachometer. So kind of bummed about that, but I'm gonna get what I can together and go from there. Two more gauges, and we'll be ready to put it in. Looks a lot better. You can read them. They're not full of mud and whatnot. And the new Diamond Audio speakers. We've got some, cans they call them, I think, that are coming that'll go in the back, and an amp. So the cans will probably mount somewhere right here. Give it a little bass. She's coming together. It's almost 9 o'clock. I think I'm gonna call it a night. Tomorrow, I think I'll put the transmission in the Land Cruiser. I think it's supposed to rain, so I'll have to jockey some stuff around. All right, I found one more thing to do. I'm not sure if you guys have seen these. They're kind of not wiped down, but Axia Alloys makes them. They make a bunch of different kinds of mirrors and stuff. These are the little brackets that hold them on, go around the tube. They're very nice. They also did the ones in the Scrambler. These ones have visors. I didn't get visors for this one over here. Hopefully I don't regret it. Such a nice night out, that's for sure. I'm enjoying it. Listening to the frogs and whatever the hell's making all the racket. I love that noise. It reminds me of when I was a kid growing up. And that's how easy they install. Very simple. This mirror here is kind of old school and it's all nasty and stuff, so that was why I wanted to get a new one. And it's always nice to, when you're riding a passenger, if you have your own. Kind of leave that a little bit loose until I get my seat in there. Very simple, very clean. I ordered a bikini top today for it. I got the mirrors installed. Turned out sweet, and you can actually see very good out of them. I love it. They're very clear and very adjustable. That side you can see. She's coming together. All right, now I'm gonna go in and take me a bath. Yeah, even though I'm missing some gauges, I had to hang the dash in here. You know how it is. You just wanna see it, what it looks like. Everything's looking good. Sure wish I had some gauges. And then I was just thinking I'm gonna have to make me a cup holder down here. All the good stuff, you know? She turned out pretty sweet. Put some new meats on it next week. These are a little wore out. And Corey's supposed to bring my bumper up next week when he comes, and we'll do the little hot rod cruise up here for the car show in Pine Top. Should be fun. Jess made me some, I think there's cheese, jalapenos, and pickles in here. And then she made me some elk burgers. And it's like a a bunless hamburger thing, I think. But she told me to put them in for 15 minutes. I said, that's an awful lot for me. And then we got some fresh elk hamburgers that she made me. Can't wait. Well, they're smelling delicious. Now I guess I gotta let them cool. I didn't ask Jess how to do it, but I'm sure that's how. Well, I got one out. They're smelling delicious. Little mini slider cheese bombs with jalapeno and pickles. Oh yeah, you can kind of see them now. I need a better phone, damn it. Nice little rack. Breakfast with my beautiful wife.
Thank you.
In the beautiful weather and the deers. Morning, the boys from Advantage Glass come to put the windshield in the new window in the 66. Get that crack out of there, and they're gonna put one in my truck also. And while they're doing that, I'm gonna start putting my transmission in the Land Cruiser. It's rainy day schedule, so I'm kind of pinned in here. And I never did make me a deal that fits this 4L60, so it doesn't sit perfect on there. Kind of made it a bear to pull out last time, had it on an angle. I'll have to shim it up or do something. Actually just this corner, so I think I might just go in here and nip that out a little bit. Just that little corner right there, and I think it'll be good. Then it'll be a 4L60 and a 400 transmission adapter puller thingy-majigger. Well, let's see how she blows. sand jobby on it, knock the sharp edges off of it. All right, let's see how that blows. I think that's enough. I'll get it bolted up because I didn't check it. And I'll have to cut more, you watch. That's just how my luck rolls. I guess at some point it would be nice if I just had a tranny jack, but I just don't have room to be storing all that shit around here. Let me see. See what I tell you? I need more. Damn it. Okay. Let's get this right now, boys. Okay. That window's nice and clean. Yeah. We're gonna lift up the front just so I can get the tranny underneath it. I know everybody's like, get a lift. I got one. It's called a forklift. Had to get it up high enough to roll this underneath here. Like so. All right, dear, you have a good day. Love you. Bye-bye.
Here we have all the way from Berlin. We got Florian Irish. This is my cousin.
From Berlin.
This is another motherfucker from Berlin. And how you guys liking America so far?
It's amazing.
I gotta ask him this, what's the first thing you want to do in Scottsdale when you get off the plane?
Oh, we took a picture at Walmart.
Yeah, he goes, I want to go to Walmart and get a pic. What's
What?
the coolest thing you've done so far?
His sister owns a 70 Barracuda, and we drove it.
Right on.
No power braking, no power steering. Best car ever. Awesome.
What's up with Walmart, man? We try to avoid that place.
ain't taking the picture in the motherfucker, dude. He was like,
I mean, we're just interested in this shit show.
Okay, that makes sense.
I didn't even
well,
buy
you found the
something.
right guy for the shit show.
Right on. Well, it was nice meeting you guys, man. Thanks for stopping by. All right. Take care, Chad. Don't be pushing no drunks off the road. And then I got Dane and his wife Tamara that stopped by. They were up at Big Lake camping. Yeah. Busy morning. Stopped by to check out the coop.
Get some Barndo plans.
Right on, yeah. Got the new window in the Jeep. It's kind of a busy morning. Lots of guests. Dane and his wife Tamara stopped by, and just a lot of people. Chad brought the guys from Berlin. So I'm gonna putty this thing up with some silicone, and hopefully I can stab it. I should have probably did this while someone was here to help me. Well, let's see what we can figure out here. Hopefully I can do this. If not, you'll be the first to know when this thing's laying on my face. I'm not near as strong as I used to be. Actually, I feel pretty weak every day. It's hard just to squeeze this stupid tube of silicone, if you know what I mean. Let's see if I can get this up on my lap. Oh, Jesus. Can't believe I actually got it. All right. I guess I'm not too weak. Get all these bolts in here. Actually wasn't too bad putting it back together. All right. You can hear that, the rain out there. I am so thankful for my place I have to work. We've been getting these afternoon showers, or well, it's not even afternoon yet, it's still morning, but it is beautiful. I could listen to that all day long. Well, she's about wrapped up. I won't put the skid plate on until I get it full of fluids, make sure there's no leaks. That's it. Oh yeah. Beautiful day in the neighborhood. Oh, there goes that little brown squirrel again. That's right, you stay over there on the other yard. Not sure where my little buck went this morning. He's probably over there but hanging out. Let's get this thing wrapped up. Okay, let's get some fluid in here. Putting the old AMSOIL torque drive in there, that's my favorite. She's looking better. Got all the gauges in there. Now I just need to finish putting the screws in the speakers and get my power source in there. First I'm gonna eat some lunch. Jess heated me up some of that fried rice. These new gauges weren't as simple as I thought. This wiring was a disaster. I was gonna have it redone, but right now I'm at the point where I had to redo a bunch of wires just to even hook the gauges up. So I got my soldering iron out and going to town. I'm sure it's nothing special. Remember, I don't even know how to spell wire.
Getting our temporary license plate ready for a Friday night cruise.
Yeah, I forgot that I took my bumper down for Corey to paint it. So I'm gonna make a license plate holder real quick.
Oh my God, only Shannon would make a license plate holder really quick.
Take 5 minutes.
We can't just tape it on there?
No, I don't.
Well, you mean we could, but that's not your style.
Yeah,
Okay.
my brain won't let me. Almost done. Got some holes to find.
Over there in my flip-flop.
Oh, it's aluminum.
It would have still hurt.
Only you, dear.
Yeah, my feet aren't made
Only
for
hurt
aluminum
you.
to fall on. They're only made for pedicures.
Yeah. Put me a couple little divots in here.
Are you done yet?
Just got to put this on here, and then it'll go in the receiver. See? Voila.
That was quick
And
work.
it'll go like this.
Now, is that temporary license plate waterproof, sir?
I'm sure that is. It's from DMV.
I think it is kind of coated with something. I was only kidding, but all right. Let's see if you can find this later. All right.
Now, the test. I haven't tested anything yet. Stuff moves. Park.
Whoa, you think he knows what he's doing?
Wait, look here.
Oh, that's fancy.
I can't believe it works.
Well, it looks like you can be the wiring guy from now on.
No. You can't, I didn't show a video of what it looked like on the back. It looks better than it did. Let's put it that way.
All right. What's up?
I was looking for the steering wheel.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, well, would you take it?
Yeah. I said, I wonder when he'll notice it's gone. It's over there on the tire.
Jess, it's a little rich.
Yeah. Looks like you're all ready to start this bad boy up, huh?
You ready to go for a Friday night cruise?
Or is she a bad girl?
You ready to go for a Friday night cruise?
I guess. I better bundle up. It's awfully cold out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still in my flip-flops from my pedicure.
Well, I think I got us rigged up and know what I'm doing on the wiring. Hopefully it works. I mean, the lights come on and stuff. So that's a bonus.
What are you putting in here? Oil or?
Now I'm doing antifreeze.
Making sure you have all the fluids this time?
Yeah, I drained it when I was working on it.
Alrighty.
I love it. Love the mirrors. Everything. You like it?
Yeah.
And it drives like a dream. I just realized I forgot to thread the speedometer on. No speed. Well, we got back from our cruise where I found out that I forgot to hook up my speedometer. My tack quit working. I'm not sure what the hell. It worked at first. And I forgot to hook the voltmeter up, but we ate dinner. Now Jess is making green chili to freeze. And I'm making popcorn because we're gonna have movie night. We're gonna binge watch something and
Do I have M&M?
and she's gonna give me a back rub. Full body massage. Everything. Get your popcorn, dear. Don't let it blow up.
That's your popcorn. I'm busy.
Just like at the movies.
Oh my
Except for it's not getting all over the floor.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look at that. She gave me some of her cold foam. What is that stuff?
Yeah, pumpkin spice cold foam.
It's actually pretty good. She might be turning me into one of them foo-foo people.
Oh, you might become a basic.
Yeah, so pumpkin spice lattes and what did your shirt say yesterday?
Oh, well, it said like flannels, hay rides, pumpkins, bonfires, something. You know, like everything that.
Well, them are all my favorites, so
Yeah, just a description of fall.
yeah. Can't wait to take her on a little hay ride. Okay, time to actually get some work done so we can have Jess's mom and dad's 45th wedding anniversary party. And I got a lot of little dumb stuff to do. Yesterday I was working on the old pink Jeep and went for a cruise last night and I forgot to hook the voltmeter wire up. I got all the lights working on it and everything, but I forgot to hook the part that says what the volts are. The oil pressure, I think I over tightened the little plastic line on it, so the oil pressure didn't show very good. I mean, it would come up, and I know it was good before I worked on it, so I'm gonna make a little AN line for it. And then for some reason, the RPM gauge, it was working and then it quit. So I'm gonna play with some stuff on it today and see if I can make it perfect. And then I'll drive it over to their anniversary. And we're gonna start out by replacing, I don't know if you can see that little plastic line right there. And what it is, there's a ferrule on it. And the one under the dash, I probably tightened it just a little too tight. And what it does is it squeezes the ferrule, which pinches the line off. It had oil pressure, but it was just crimped off. So if you ever run across that, that's what happens. It shows oil pressure, it just doesn't show it like it should. Show you under here yesterday after I got done. I mean, it's not that clean, but it's better than it was. I'm not a wiring person, so here's what I'm talking about right here. See this plastic line, and then you see that ferrule? You can kind of see where it's crimped, and I'm pretty sure that's the problem. It's just not letting it flow properly. You can tell the way the gauge sweeps and stuff. So I'm gonna take that fitting off, and I'm gonna replace it and put -3 AN line on it like we do on the race cars. And down to the ace real quick. Picked up a union so I can hook onto that gauge, and then I'll make a hose.
Make sure you're there before 4:30.
Oh, I'm always on time. I'll see you in a little bit, dear.
I love you.
She's going to get ready for the anniversary party. Like so. Got that on there. Now let's get back to making that hose. I have this pre-made hose from Crown, which is very nice, but it's a little heavy and doesn't flex as nice. Being that it's hooking onto the back of that gauge, I'm gonna use this steel braid without the cover on it, just to make it a little more limber. Okay, I got my end on there, and this is my other end. Put that on there. Okay, that one's ready to crimp. Now I just got to get the length and cut it. And we just got to crimp these. Then I'll have a nice oil pressure line, and hopefully the oil pressure reads right. Okay, I think I got everything hooked up right. RPM gauge moves when I kick it. Fuel gauge came up properly. Look at the voltage. Now let's see if the oil pressure is good. Oh yeah, that's a little better. So I must have just over tightened that, because now we're back up to 60, which is where I thought the oil pressure should be. Oh yeah, you just got to have the right stuff. Got 14 volts, we're charging good, and the tach is working now. So, and then I just have to remember to hook my speedometer up again. It's all getting rewired, but I just want everything to work for Trail Hero. Oh yeah. Good old 400 small block. Built that thing years ago. I can't believe it still works. And I hope you guys like the new license plate. I'm waiting for my bumper to be here this next week. And I don't know. I like the coupe and I like pink, so I chose that. Thank you guys for all your ideas and stuff. They're all badass. I love them. I wish I could have them all, but maybe on the next vehicle. Man, she just purrs. Nothing like an old vehicle that just works. Blew the air bleeds out and adjusted the carburetor. She's running a lot better and not sitting there dumping fuel. Love how simple these things are. Oh yeah, look what else showed up from Best Top. I got a bikini top. It had a bikini top on it back when I had it. So we'll see how that fits next. Okay, now we're gonna finish hooking the winch battery cable up, the ground. I never run all the way back to the battery. I know they say you should, but my chassis grounds are very good, and this is how I've always done it because I hate lots of cable, electric, I hate it. So you don't have to do it this way, but I've winched a ton and it works just fine. So that's what we're gonna do. I got my end on here and I got my battery cable crimper right here. And I usually just take and put it in the vise, the crimper itself. Sometimes it helps if you tighten it. Okay. Whoops. Loosened the wrong thing. And this rotates, which is very nice. Just like that. And we'll heat shrink it. This is another pretty sweet tool on Amazon, and it's very cheap. Doesn't have a name brand on it. China, LOL. Maybe we can read that if I zoom in. Well, how about this battery cable crimper? Just got to roll this rope up on here. I got the cable on there, so get after it. And get our hook on there. And maybe go for a little cruise and make sure everything works good before I have to go over to the anniversary party. Well, if I could get my hands to work this morning. Dang it. These pliers aren't the best. There we go. Like so. All right, I think it's time for a little cruise. Go test everything out. Make sure everything works. Got a little shade. Hopefully it doesn't make too much noise. I remember the old one, I feel like it did. Yes, all the gauges are working. Look at that. Such a sweet little ride. I love it. Got it nice and warm. I haven't changed the oil on it yet. I just added a little bit. Put a new air filter in it. She's about ready to go to Heber. Little maintenance. Next little project before I head to Heber for the party. I'm gonna make a cup holder to put my beverage in. That way I got something. Back in the day, we never let our beers down. We just drink and drove. I know it's not the thing to do these days, but I'm going to make a cup holder that holds 2 cups and goes right there. And I took that shifter knob off. It's pretty cool. When I had it, it actually had the beer wolf on there. I'm not sure what happened to it, but I'm gonna put a ball on there so it sits below the cup so you can reach it better. So hang on while I thrash me out a 2-cup cup holder. That's how you make a quickie cup holder. I tapped and threaded this so they're like studs, and then I just take and line it right up with that and poke it through, and then I can put my nuts on from the bottom, and I don't need 2 people. All right, I think I'm ready to go take a shower and get heading to the party. Here's my quickie cup holder. I had to get the inserts. I picked them up at UTV Inc. They make them aluminum inserts, so once I get that, and oh yeah, check out my keychain. Nice and fitting, huh? Love it. Let's go for a cruise. Ryan, where's your maroon shirt?
Oh, I have it.
Everybody's got maroon on.
So we got 20 minutes. Chris.
Except the baby. Hey, where's the baby's maroon shirt?
Kennedy has it.
Oh.
You little.
Everything looks beautiful, guys.
Chris. We're getting there, huh?
The big 45th anniversary.
I gotta get the cake out here.
I love it. The pond's got water in it.
Shannon, can you help me change her? I still have too much to do.
Genji?
Jenny.
Give her a hug.
Hey, let me see her. She's got her maroon on now.
Say hi, Gramps.
This is trying to surprise them. Surprise, surprise.
For a week.
Hey, Dad, your shirt's inside. No, yours is white. You have to match Mom.
And we're all in burgundy wine.
Happy anniversary, Paul.
Howdy, howdy. Thank you again. Shannon.
Happy anniversary. Love you guys.
Very much, yeah.
Dad, get your shirt on quick.
Anniversary, Terry.
Happy anniversary. Thank you.
Right?
I do. I was started last night. I'm 5'9" without my boots.
Happy anniversary.
I love you.
You look good.
Thank you.
Happy anniversary.
That was terrible just because of spell check. There's like very close related things again, you know, click, click, click.
I love it. Hey.
Alexander, get out of here.